Hey everyone, and welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're diving into a seriously fascinating and honestly completely hilarious narrative dynamic. We're looking at what might literally be the ultimate case of fake it till you make it, or, well, maybe more accurately, running away in sheer absolute terror while accidentally looking like a visionary leader. We're going to break down Princess Mia's bumbling, desperate panic to just avoid the guillotine, which the rest of the world hilariously misinterprets as an absolute master class in 4D political chess. It is just a brilliant study in perspective and survival.
So let's dive right in and map out this completely accidental master plan. We've got 5 stops today. First, her survival strategy for avoiding the guillotine. Second, the Equestrian Club escape plan. Third, a little tournament bento diplomacy. Fourth, the formation of an amateur cooking team. And finally, the epic misunderstanding conclusion.
All right, Section 1, Survival Strategy, Avoiding the Guillotine. Okay, to understand literally anything Princess Mia does, you've got to understand her core motivation. She is not driven by some grand vision of empire or, profound political theory. No, she's driven by absolute, unadulterated terror of the revolution. She has this desperate, singular need to rewrite her tragic, guillotine-bound destiny from a previous timeline. Her internal monologue is literally just a panicked, repeating loop of, I just want to run away from the Revolutionary Army. You really have to keep this in mind, because every single brilliant diplomatic maneuver, every profound alliance she seems to forge, it's all fueled purely by this panicked internal screaming. She isn't playing chess, guys. She is desperately looking for the exit signs. And this expectation versus reality dynamic, it totally defines her life. For example, Mia approaches Chloe, who's a seemingly plain girl. Now, how does everyone else see this? They perceive it as majestic grace, a noble princess showing mercy and reaching out to someone of lower standing. But the reality? Actually, Mia just ran out of books, felt a bit isolated, and wanted to secure a reading buddy so she wouldn't be lonely. That's it. Her purely selfish, super pragmatic thought is instantly filtered by the rest of the world into this display of profound benevolence. It's amazing.
Moving on to Section 2. The Equestrian Club escape plan. Let's look at how she tackles logistics, because her escalation here is incredibly fast. Like, day 1, she joins the Equestrian Club. By day 2, she's already impressing the upperclassman Lynn. And bam, by day 3, she secures the direct interest of Prince Abel. Now, if you were a political analyst in this world, you'd look at this timeline and think, wow, this is a targeted strike to build crucial military and noble alliances. But why did she actually join the club? She literally only wants to learn how to ride a horse so she can gallop away from a future mob. That is the whole shebang. She just wants a getaway vehicle. And this brilliantly illustrates her mindset. During a minor incident where her dress is ruined by a horse, she casually drops this line, "A horse is more precious than a ruined dress." To her former enemy, Lynn, this makes Mia look like a profoundly empathetic leader, someone who values life over material wealth. But to Mia, look, a dress can't carry her away from a guillotine. A horse absolutely can. It is a purely practical statement, but it completely wins over her peers. All right, Section 3, Tournament Bento Diplomacy. Now, here is where the stakes get a whole lot higher. Mia is trying to secure military reinforcements from Prince Abel, and she has to do it through a local sword-fighting tournament tradition. So you might be wondering, how exactly does a princess who cannot cook win a political alliance? Because in this world, tradition dictates that girls have to make handmade food for the boys competing in the tournament. And for Mia, securing Abel's military backing completely hinges on providing him a bento. But then she hits a massive wall, the bento crisis. First of all, the tradition explicitly demands handmade food. Second, her backup plan of just buying one, that fails completely because all the professional shops are booked out a solid week in advance. And third, as we established, Mia has absolutely zero culinary skills. Honestly, it's a deeply relatable panic. She is completely isolated, scrambling for a last-minute project and realizing, oh no, I actually have to do the work myself to get the military backing I so desperately need.
Which brings us to Section 4, Amateur Cooking Team Formation. Her crisis management strategy is immediately put to the ultimate test. Especially since her loyal maid, Anne, admits her only culinary skill is having baked pan bride, exactly one time. Yeah, not exactly a strong foundation for a royal lunch. So Mia hilariously breaks down a completely outsourced cooking process. Step 1, she pulls in Chloe. Why? Simply because Chloe read a book about cooking once. Step 2, she recruits Tiona. The reasoning here?
Tiona is from a farming family, so Mia assumes she must know how to peel and chop vegetables. It's a total ragtag patchwork team of novices. But step 3 is where the real genius kicks in, deploying Prince Scion as a taste tester decoy. So the crucial point is, why involve the highly influential Prince Scion in these lunch plans? Is she trying to broker peace between rival factions? Nope, absolutely not. Mia realizes her food might actually be toxic. If only Abel eats it, he gets sick, loses the tournament, and she loses her military alliance. But if the food is awful and Prince Scion eats it too, well, he gets sick as well, leveling the playing field for Abel. It is an incredibly petty, entirely selfish, and totally survival-driven motive to drag Scion into her culinary disaster. Let's move to Section 5 and see how this builds to the epic misunderstanding conclusion.
This grand finale perfectly maps out the sheer absurdity of the whole situation. Let's look at target number 1, Prince Abel. Mia's actual reason for giving him a bento? Securing military troops for her future survival? The perception from everyone else? She is showing sweet, noble affection. Target number 2, Prince Scion. Mia's actual reason? He's a decoy guinea pig, so both boys get food poisoning if the meal turns out bad. But the perception? Well, Keithwood, an observant aide, interprets this desperate scrambling as a perfectly balanced diplomatic move. Giving bentos to both the princes of Sangland and Remno supposedly avoids political rumors and shows flawless neutrality. She literally falls backward into geopolitical mastery.
And then we get the ultimate backfire. Or, I guess, success, depending on how you look at it. Mia is terrified her food is terrible, right? So she desperately tries to lower expectations by warning Scion that it might be bad. But Scion takes a bite and replies, "I'm actually happy. It reminds me of my mother's home cooking." No way, right? Her attempt to cover up her total lack of skill just makes him think she is incredibly humble and down to earth, deeply warming his heart. She literally cannot lose, even when she's trying to apologize. Which leaves us with one final, lingering thought to ponder. Is sheer panic just masquerading as a political masterstroke? Princess Mia shows us that sometimes the most effective strategy isn't some complex web of lies. It's just being absolutely terrified of a guillotine and letting everyone else project their own expectations onto your desperation. It really makes you wonder what genius moves she'll accidentally make next. Thanks for joining me on this explainer, and definitely keep questioning the motivations behind those grand masterstrokes. Catch you next time.